Hi, welcome back to the channel. I mentioned in a previous video that I have a bit of dilemma with this MGB. And what it is, this is a 1979 rubber bumper MGB, and I'm trying to decide whether to keep it original and keep the rubber bumpers, which look okay with this colour, with the yellowish and the black. It looks quite good. Or do I do a conversion and put chrome bumpers on? Or do I do one of those Sebring versions where you get like fiberglass panels, so you still leave the rubber bumpers off, but you put these fiberglass front valance and rear panel on. They look okay. So that's the decision I've got to make, because as I'm moving forward with this car, there's going to be certain things that if I do decide to do a conversion, I have to do before I carry on with the panel work. So that's why I'm making that decision now. I've given it some thought, still not really clear in my mind what direction I'm going to take. I'm going to look at the pros and cons of all of them. This whole thing with this car is a budget build, so I'm trying to keep the cost down on this one and basically make a nice car without spending a fortune. The rubber bumpers don't look fantastic. They look okay, but they're not great, so I could make the car look better by doing a conversion, either the Sebring one or the chrome bumper one, but basically losing the rubber bumper. There's lots of things that affect it. One of them is obviously cost. If I have to buy things that aren't already supplied, like the rubber bumpers, then it could spiral the costs. So the reason I'm thinking about this now is because I'm moving on to this quarter panel to repairs. I'm sort of working my way around the car. It's got some cracking in the filler there, so I think it's had a panel welded in somewhere here. I won't know until I grind all that off and have a look. It looks a bit horrible at the moment, so who knows what's beneath all of that. So yeah, the reason I'm thinking about it now is because I'm moving on to this panel. If I decide to do some sort of conversion, whether it be the Sebring one or the chrome bumper conversion, then there's going to be some alterations here. So as I do this panel, I can't come back to do it because I'd be going over work I've already done. So I need to know which way we're going so that I can incorporate any of the modifications here. The chrome bumpers have a panel in here, so I need to make that panel and weld it in before we finish this panel. So that's the decision. I'm going to have a little think about that. What it's going to cost, what's involved, how much extra work. I'm already painting this car, so there's no extra cost there. That's the paint's covered as far as I'd be spending that money anyway. The welding, well, it's just a bit of time, so it's not really an issue. One of the big issues is the chrome bumper. What that costs to buy the kit is quite expensive. I need to look at that. This is a budget build. I'm not spending a lot of money, so we need to see if that's even feasible. So the chrome bumper, as I mentioned, you've got to do the panel here. The Sebring, I don't know. I'd need to look at that. I know there's a sort of fiberglass panel goes on here, goes right across the back, and you have to smooth it out to the back panel. Never done one, so I don't know. I've only seen them. But again, if I need to do that, you might need to chop something here. I don't really know. But I do know that I need to look at it because it's going to affect what I do with this panel. So that's pretty much why I have to make the decision now. I'm going to look at the pros and cons of leaving the rubber bumpers on, doing a chrome conversion, or doing a Sebring. There's obviously costs involved in time and various things, so let's look at that. Okay, so I'm just looking at Sebring kits here on eBay. It's one of the options we're looking at. So you get the fiberglass front valance, back valance. You've still got to do the little welding bits under the rear lights. Obviously there's replacement front lights, and you've got to modify the wings. So a lot of that is the same as a chrome bumper conversion. You still got to chop back the chassis legs to get the grille in. So it's similar, but it's just a different appearance because there's no bumpers on there. So from what I've seen before, you can fit the fiberglass. There's a kit that goes over the panel, and you're left with this big fat seam, which doesn't really look very nice. Not keen on that. The other ones, like if you were doing, like say, a proper Sebring on a GT where you've done the wheel arches and everything, then everything's blended in, filled. The trouble I've got with that is you're blending a fiberglass panel to a metal panel using filler, and you're just asking for trouble. You're just asking for cracks. And I guess there's a way you can do it. There's be no cracks, lots of fiberglass and stuff. But I much prefer working with metal. So yeah, I'm looking at that. But the other thing is this kit on here anyway. Various prices, but they're mostly around £600 odd. This one's £645, and yeah, it's everything you would need, I think. So it's still quite an expensive option, and it's, as I probably said before, it's not the highest on my list of priorities. That Sebring look, I much prefer it on a GT. So 645 to get the kit because I can't make them. There's no, I can't do the fiberglass panels. So that kind of put me off a little bit. I'd paying quite a lot of money for something that's not my favourite. Okay, so I'm just again on eBay looking at the chrome bumper conversion, and I'm noticing that's actually let's click on that. That's showing you the panel work that's required. So these are the bits for the back lights, go underneath the light. Those are the filler panels, top and bottom. Don't know which way around they go. That one's got a flange. It's probably the top one, maybe, I don't know. And then these are the little bits for the bottom of the wing where the light would go. Just out of interest, it's £65. Now, okay, £65 is not a great lot of money if you don't do it, but it's also not a great lot of work to make them. So for £65, I'll be making those if I decide to go that route. But either way, the Sebring, from what I've seen, and the chrome bumper conversion both require all of those bits. So yeah, you can get them separate. No good to me. I'm not interested in buying those. I'm just looking at the kit. Now, here's a kit here. So this basically has everything you would need to do conversion. So start with the price first. £1,350. It's probably free delivery, I don't know. So quite a lump of money, which to me is, on this car as a budget build, that's too much. It certainly would be too much if you had to do, if somebody was doing it and had to pay for bodywork and paintwork. I'm already doing that, so it doesn't matter. But that kit gives you everything. It even gives you the bumper brackets, all the nuts and bolts you need, just absolutely everything you need. The panels are there, lights, bumpers, grill, choice of grills. But it's a lot of money. So that's putting me off the chrome bumper. Although I like the chrome bumpers, that price has definitely put me off because I just can't warrant spending that much on what won't be an original car, if you like. It's a conversion. And I dare say £1,350 there, that would probably add to the value if I ever come to sell this, or when I come to sell it. So I wouldn't lose out, even allowing for a bit of labour and stuff. It would add a bit of value to a rubber bumper car, I think, from what I've seen over the years, just watching conversion cars selling. Okay, so keeping in mind that I want to keep the costs down on this, I'm now thinking like, okay, I'm going to make some panels if I need them. I will have to buy some front lights because they're actually not expensive. It's the bumpers and the grille. The bumpers, some of them are like £300 each. The grill's the same, so you're talking nearly £1,000 worth just for those bits. So what I'm now thinking is the biggest expense in that is buying the new parts. So I'm looking at second-hand bumpers. Prices are kind of all over the place. I guess good ones are a bit more than the ones that got pitting and a bit of rust or whatever. So just as an example, there's quite a lot on here, but I mean that's a brand new bumper, 250. So you imagine two bumpers is £500 before you even start, and then a grill, you're suddenly £800 odd. So it's £70. I've seen some for like 45. Now obviously they're going to be a little bit marked. They're not a new bumper, but I'm thinking if I could get a couple of bumpers for say £60–70 each, and also the grills around here, I've just had a look earlier on. You can get a grill for 100, 150 second hand. So if I'm lucky, it could be, I don't know, 2, 3, 350. Plus a set of the front lights, which I think are £30 odd. So the bits I would need to buy could be, I don't know, £350 or £400. Then I make the panels, and the labour I'm not counting because I'm doing it anyway. So that brings a chrome bumper conversion back into it, because that's not a lot of money to do a conversion when the previous kit is like so much. I can buy second-hand parts. Downside, of course, is they're not going to be perfect. There's going to be some pitting and things, but I'm not overly bothered about it. I quite like, if I'm looking at a classic car, I quite like to see some wear and tear. Now, this is going to have new paint, so it might contrast badly with chrome that's not perfect with hopefully nice paint. So there's a little bit of that, but that's certainly back in play because it's feasible to get second-hand parts, and I've got time to look for the parts and buy the right ones. So that's quite interesting. Find some second-hand parts, do the conversion. That'll keep the cost right down because that's the theme of this. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so this new thing, I don't know a lot about. It's called AI apparently. So you put your photograph into AI and you say make it a chrome bumper or make it a Sebring, and it has a go at it. I wouldn't say it's accurate, but it does have a go. If only it was that simple to do the car. So here's the car as it is original. Here's the photograph I've gave it, a couple of photographs. So that's the rubber bumper, great big heavy lump of rubber on the front. That's fine, that's how the car came. That would be option A. Keep that as it is, put the bumpers back on. No additional cost, straightforward enough. That's the back of it, big heavy rubber bumper. So AI has provided these photographs. It's just literally put a chrome bumper on the back. I think it looks a bit better. It's also gone from that one to a Sebring. Now this is a version of a Sebring the AI thinks to look like. It's the grill's wrong, everything's wrong, but it gives us an idea how it would look with a fiberglass panel, flush fitting with the seam. Yeah, it's a version of it. It's not at all accurate of the MGB. Interesting wheels it's chose to put on. So it's just giving me an idea, giving you an idea what I'm talking about. So that's the back of the chrome. There's the front. Yeah, quite handy AI for that sort of thing. Gives you a rough idea. I mean, it doesn't look like an MGB anymore, but it's helping with decision making. Yeah. Okay, so as far as what I need to modify on the front for a chrome bumper conversion, obviously we've got these brackets so they can come off. The wing is different. On the rubber bumper, the indicator light is in the bumper. On a chrome bumper, it's inside the wing. So there's a piece of the wing missing, and there's a piece that needs to come out. So basically, you'd be welding up this valance to fill that panel in, and then you'd be putting a piece of metal in along the bottom there, and then cutting out the new hole for the indicator and side light. So there's a little bit of welding and fabrication to do there. Not a great lot. This is a rubber bumper mounting bracket. So the chrome bumpers don't have this at all. Chassis leg just runs under this front panel. So I need to cut this back to make space for the grille to go in. And if I retain this as the fixing point for my new bumpers, which is different to an original chrome bumper because the brackets are different, but the easiest way is to keep that. So I'd cut it across there and then take a section of this back so that this top half of it is gone. And that would give me a new fixing point for the chrome, but also allow space for the grille to go in. So same on both sides. So there's a little bit of fabrication to do there. The actual front valance is different on a rubber bumper. I think these holes are different if I remember right. Not too bothered about that. But the main thing is get rid of this hole, add a bit there, and chop them back. Okay, so on the back of the car, the chrome bumpers have a different backlight, setup. The lights are the same, but there's a panel here. So I need to make a panel or buy a panel, and then weld it in here so that it fills that gap. Because the bumper comes round there and you can't have that gap. As far as the rest of the panel, I believe everything's the same. Again, with the mounting points slightly different, so I'd have to make the brackets or buy the conversion brackets to go on there. But a little bit of work there, nothing too involved. I'm going to be doing this quarter panel anyway, so it doesn't matter, there's a little bit extra to do. So not that much physically to change. Okay, so there's a little bit of welding to do and a bit of fabrication, not too much, but the chrome bumper conversion is a nice look. This is my 68 GT chrome bumper. So this was the lights we're talking about. We have to modify to fit the lights there instead of in the bumper. We have to make brackets for the chrome bumpers, and we have to recess that chassis leg to fit the grille in. But it's just such a nice look. It's much better than the rubber bumpers, I think. Personal preference, of course. So yeah, that's an option, but I need to look at the costs of that because there's quite a bit of things to buy there. Grille, bumpers, overriders, brackets. Get all the costs for these things, look at how much work's involved and make a decision. So another thing on a conversion, whether it be Sebring or chrome bumper, the rubber bumper MGBs, when they put all that extra weight, those big heavy bumpers front and back, they had to raise the suspension to accommodate that, and also I think there was something to do with impact height for pedestrians for the American market. So they ended up jacking them up. This is actually sitting a bit high because it's been jacked up in the middle, so the suspension hasn't settled, so it's not naturally this high, but they are quite a bit higher sat on the road. I don't know the exact measurement, but it's noticeable. So you can convert the springs, put lowering springs to bring it down. You can put lowering blocks on the back if you want. It's mainly the fronts that sit really high. If you look at the chrome bumper version, I can get comfortably 2 fingers in there. This is probably sitting a little bit low, this one. But if you look back at this one, we're talking, there's 2 fingers, but I almost get 2 hands in there. It's sitting a little bit high because it's been jacked up, but yeah, so that's another thing. When you convert them, if they still sit really high, they look a bit silly because it's like, oh, that's obviously a conversion because it's like jacked right up. So that's something I would need to look at as well. There could be costs involved if I buy lowering springs, or have a look at how we can keep the budget down but drop the suspension a little bit. So there's a bit to think about and weigh up. If you're thinking about doing a conversion, then you're in the same dilemma as me. It's like, how much does it cost and what's involved? Luckily, I can do a lot of the work myself. So if I was paying somebody to do the labour to weld and paint, then it would be impossible to do because it would just be thousands of pounds. The kit is over $1,000 for a chrome bumper anyway. Never mind looking at the labour involved in putting it on and having somebody paint it. So there's a little bit to think about there. The 3 options. Option A, leave the rubber bumpers as they were, put them back on, keep the car original. Option B, do a chrome bumper conversion, which I personally like the style of chrome bumpers. Option C is do the Sebring. Not my favourite on a Roadster, as I've said, like on a GT. Also, there's a cost, I can't make those panels. So there's a little bit to think about this. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, have you got a preference to which version you would choose, A, B, or C? If it was your car, would you keep it original? Would you make it Sebring? Would you make it chrome bumper? Give us a comment. Let us know what you're thinking. It might help with the decision-making process. So anyway, in the meantime, thanks for watching this video. I hope you're enjoying the videos. If you are, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and we'll see you next week on next week's video.